Hello and welcome to That British Homestead. Today, well, we're going to be looking at all the seeds that we can grow in March. So let's get started. Where to start? There's so much going on this season and it's very, very exciting. So we're going to have a look at all of the seeds that are now able to be sown. I'm so excited. This could be sown inside under the grow lights or in the greenhouse, or it could be grown in outside in the world, guys. We can sow outside in the world. It's very exciting. Either under clonches, I can still not say that word, under frost cloth, etc. But still, it's pretty cool, isn't it? We've been stuck inside for so long. We're really raring and getting to go. It's the 1st of March today. So I thought, what better time than to actually go through and look at all of this stuff. So let's do it. Okay. So let's start off with the stuff that we can actually start to grow in March. So start off with carrots. I love carrots. You know that I love carrots because there's a few of the carrots that I have. Love carrots, okay? And carrots are one of those things that literally they store fantastically. They grow great. You can store them in the ground as long as it's not a winter like this year. Stop talking about the winter this year. It's really, really great, isn't it? So let's start off with some. I like colourful carrots, but let's see. We've got some deep purple ones. They are beautiful. You can literally see where I've probably cut a deep purple carrot on there. These redonkulars, they are beautiful. They're really great in salads. They do dye everything purple, so I tend to roast them before I put them into something. They're great. I've got a Chantenay carrots here. These are organic ones. Premier seeds. I get seeds from all over the shop, so I'll let you know where I get them. So that's Premier seeds. This one here I got a little while ago, and this is Autumn King 2. I have tried, I think it was Autumn King 3 that I grew, but this is a great variety, a lovely little carrot. It's quite tender, it's quite nice. It is a main crop carrot, and it is all very long season. You could be sowing this all the way up to July, so it's a very long season. All the way from March to July. You can actually start getting the harvest in about June, which is great for coleslaws. This one here I've got from Plant World Seeds, another orange carrot. As you can see, it's one of those perfect carrots. See if I get them like that. This one is called Marion. It's an F1 hybrid. I heard really great things about this being an early carrot, so I went ahead and got it. So yeah, it says that I can grow it outdoors between March and June, which is very exciting, isn't it? So with all of these carrots, I'm literally going to sow them every 2 weeks so that I have continuous harvest throughout the year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. This one, you guys actually recommended this one for me, Fly Away. This is a carrot fly resistant variety, and I think I said in one of my videos last year that I've never tried it, but apparently it doesn't taste very nice, and everyone's like, you were completely wrong, it tastes amazing, you were wrong. So I thought, I'll try it then. So this is Fly Away, it's an F1 hybrid, and it's meant to be resistant to the carrot fly. So that's exciting. If it is, it's going to be really exciting. I can, once again, sow that all the way till July. So they're really great. I should be getting a harvest around about June if I plant it like this week. It's very exciting. They look lovely, don't they? So let's see. Do you see how there's no carrot fly lines in them? Let's see. Okay, the next one that I'm going to be doing is Purple Haze. I really like Purple Haze. Do you see how it's got like a purple skin and then inside is a orange carrot? So it makes really pretty for salads and things like that. Once again, the purple does somewhat stain, but it is really great. This one is from Unwinds. It's best eaten raw. Like I said, it preserves the colour, but you can cook it. I've cooked it and it's fine. But they are a main crop variety. They are lovely and they can be harvested around about June if you plant now, which is very exciting. The other one is Purple Sun. This one and this one are very similar, but the actual purple on this one is much thinner. So they're pretty much the same. It's just these ones, you don't really peel them. You kind of scrub them instead. Once again, best eaten raw so that you preserve that beautiful colour. These ones, I mean, look at them. You don't have to peel them. They're very thin skinned. Just give them a bit of a scrub. honestly, eating a little bit of dirt's hurt nobody, has it? So it's fine. And basically these can be eaten cooked or raw. They taste great. So this is called cream pack, and it is later sowings. Like say if you're sowing them in like July or June, then you can go ahead and store these. These store well, which is really great if you want to have carrots throughout the winter like I do. Now this is a rainbow mix. As you can see, there's different varieties in here. And when I'm kind of like starting out with anything, I like to get these mixes. And what I do is once I kind of like learn a bit about them, I pick some and I'll make my own mixes. For example, buying certain ones that I find in these. So it's a great way of like opening up the door if you haven't really like dipped your toe into strange varieties. These multi-packs are just great because they're quite, I mean, this is the same price as this, so it is quite good. They brighten up meal times, as it says, and I do think that it's nice when you have kids. Kids tend to like carrots because they're quite sweet, and it's just getting them extra minerals and vitamins and stuff like that, which is great. They do take quite a long time to germinate carrots. They take about 30 days, depending on your temperature. Just make sure you water the ground really well and then sprinkle them on. Don't cover them up, but cover them with something like even a board or a tarp or yourself. No, anything, just to keep the ground moist. And then after a week or so, just keep pulling it back, going, now you're fine, shutting it down. And within 2 weeks to 30 days, it should germinate. 21 days, they're around about, it depends on your soil, okay? And then once that happens, just take off the tarp and they'll grow beautifully. Germination with carrots are quite difficult. I was going to say the most difficult thing, unless you have rabbits, and then good luck. We have rabbits, so it's difficult. I have actually found that sprinkling around the ground stuff called stay off, amazing. My rabbits don't go anywhere near my carrots. I was the only one who grew carrots. It's very exciting. Got another variety of purple haze because I don't want to run out of them. Like I said, I really like this variety. They're very pretty. I like unusual feds. When I come, I've said this about 100 times. When I have a dinner party, I do the same meal, and it is like we grew our own chickens. We have our own chicken, and then I do loads of like rainbow carrots, rainbow potatoes, and it's just a really great meal that I enjoy doing with my friends because it always blows their minds that you know there's so many varieties of carrots in the world and potatoes. So that's a really great one. Like once again, same thing, water the ground really well, sprinkle, and then just cover it up and you'll be golden. So I got them from Sussons. Okay, purple sun. These are beautiful, aren't they? They remind me of like black nebula. They're so pretty. These ones honestly are fantastic. Now, it retains the colour when you cook it. Now, it also dyes everything the same colour. So if you're cooking things like borscht, these are fab in borscht. These are fab in a lot of things. I like to roast them because it really does retain that colour and make them look really beautiful. If you roast them and then put them in something, they don't stain it as much, which is a good little tippy if you ask me. Now, these ones, you can be sowing them now all the way through until June. Now, you'll get a harvest from July all the way until November. Okay, so that's quite a decent harvest. And they're just full of antioxidants and vitamins and minerals. Like, look at the colour of them. They look great. So, especially if you don't like your beetroots, and then that's a good alternative. They taste great. It tastes like carrot. Okay, so this is another carrot variety. I got it for 10p. You can't say no to 10p, can you? Got this from B&Q when they were doing their autumn sales. I will always be looking out for their autumn sales from now on. I got an absolute killing. I saw them coming. And this one's called Natas. I'm all for pronouncing, I'm not going to lie to you. This is another carrot that is an orange variety. Like I said, like, I honestly, if it's 10p, I'm not going to say no to it. Now, the highlights of this bad boy is that he's orange and it's great. And it's just a normal carrot, really. It does say on the back, though, that if you keep them very wet, they will avoid splitting. I didn't know that. It's interesting. I thought it was just the condition of my soil. Okay, so moving on. These are some more rainbow carrots. They're slightly different, you can see. But they're really great, lovely carrots. And like I said, I started out with these and I always buy them every year because I just like to have a complete mix of carrots that come up as well. I also got some from Etsy. I also got some from Mega Seed stores. So you can see that I grow a lot of different types. I mean, this is 250. These are very cheap. I actually think that look, there's none of them actually left. I just popped these ones in there now. So they're always great. I tend to not look through to see what I got before I order carrots. So this is the Chantenay one. It's a little mini carrot. These are quite nice carrots. They grow really, really fast. Once again, you do have to like go ahead, sprinkle them, water them before, because it just disperses the seeds. You get like big vacant places and where the seeds have moved. They're really great. They do grow in less time than your carrots, which is great. So you will be getting, if you plant them now, you will be getting a harvest in about June, which is great. These are very cute little carrots. I really like them. With early sowings, you do have to cover them with some frost cloth or something like that, just so that they don't get the worst of the weather. As these grow, I'm going to be weeding them. So I'm going to wait until the carrots are like a decent size, pull them out, pull out the biggest ones, and I'll do that right up until the final harvest, so that I'll have more than one harvest. Instead of having one harvest, I'll have like 2 or 3 from the same bed, which is always great. Aha, this is one of my favourite carrots, Yellowstone. Now, Yellowstone is a great carrot. They grow really big, and they are, I eat these raw in salads, and they just have the best texture. It's like not really hard, but they're like sweet and soft, but not soggy, if you get what I mean. They're just delicious. Just trust me on that one. Sometimes like when you're eating a salad and it's like really, really tough and it hurts your gums, you know what I mean? So these are like really nice. If you get what I mean, you know what I mean. But they're like a golden root. They're beautiful. They are great. You can cook them. I tend to just eat them in a salad because I just think they're great. Once again, when I have people over, I have like a big mixed salad with all the like stuff in it. And these are just great for it. Fantastic flavour, very sweet, very subtle, very nice. They're a little bit like, if you've ever grown a yellow tomato, it's like that sort of subtleness difference, if you get what I mean, but they're lovely. They're also something that you can definitely like wow someone with because they've never seen it before, but you can't transplant any of these carrots, just as it pops into my head. If you do have to thin any of your carrots, you do need to do that in the evening because carrot fly is more abundant in the day. This is another pack of Autumn King 2. I obviously really like the idea of this, didn't I? Okay, so these are red Chantenays. They don't look very red in the picture, do they? But they are red Chantenays. I like anything that's nice, you know, big, and these little carrots are fantastic because they will come a little bit earlier. I'll be getting these at like the beginning of June, which will be great, and they're lovely. Roasted, they're lovely in roast dinners and things like that. It's very exciting. Now, I've got some solar yellow carrots as well. These ones, I've got 3,000 of these bad boys. So I'll be continuing to sow these this year, which is very exciting. Last but not least, I will be sowing some of my chicory. I've kind of put it in here because it's a root vegetable, but I will be sowing some chicory. I've got chicory outside as well. This is very exciting. This is root chicory, so it's going to be very exciting. Continuing on our rooty journey, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is radish. So I've got several radishes that I'm going to be growing, continuing from last month, like my Spanish radish, Spanish black, sorry. I've got my French breakfast radishes, and I've got rainbow radishes. But these ones, these are just a little mix of radishes. Some of them look more like carrots, some of them have the more traditional French breakfasts, round French breakfasts. As you can see, you've got some yellow ones here. So I thought this would be quite nice because I'm sort of dipping my toe into radishes. I'm trying to find varieties that are quite mild because I don't like the really peppery bite of a radish. I'm more like a subtle, sort of gentle radish, more watery radish, probably all the things that nobody else likes, but I like it when you get a very mild radish, so that's what I'm going to be trying to do. So I'm going to be sowing these. They only take about 30 days to grow. It's ridiculous. I've actually overwintered some French breakfasts, but I don't know how well that's going to go, so I'm excited about these. The next thing is, that's a leaflet. The next thing is some beetroot. So we're going to be growing some rainbow beetroots. Like I said, I do like to have some of these just on hand. For most of my varieties, I have a little mix of it. Probably the only ones I don't are peppers and tomatoes, because like by now I'm like, oh, I really like this variety, and I know quite a lot of them. But if I could find a variety where there's lots of them that I don't have, of course I'm going to try it. That would be really exciting. So that's what I'm going to be doing, because I like to have a nice mix. My favourite are the sugar beets, which are the white ones, and the golden beets, which are the yellow ones. I find them way nicer in just fresh eating in general, but I do like the red beets because we have red velvet cake, which I'm really going to enjoy making out of these beetroots. This is very exciting. These do take a little bit longer to grow than, say, the radishes, so if you sow them in about March, you will be expecting to have a harvest in roughly about June, which is great, isn't it? That's like perfect time to be making cakes. Next, I've got, oh, I'm always so bad at saying this one, cylindrica. I think I pronounced that okay this time. As you can see, it's a really deep red. These are the ones that bleed. This is a great radish. This is a great one. It's quite long, and you do get a lot of bang for your buck for that one. And I like pickling them. They're really great. They're easy to grow. They're quite sweet in flavour, so they're quite pleasant. And they're just long, and you just feel like you're getting more money out of them, really. Remember that all beetroot seeds aren't just one seed, they're like a little cluster, so you can multi-sow them. They're fine, they actually grow really happily with each other, so that's very exciting. And I'm going to be really excited about having these like grated up in salads and things like that. It's really great, especially in the summer. This is another packet of cylindrica. These two are together because I'll be finishing one soon. Another radish would be this one here, which is a heirloom variety. I got this in my calendar this year. I love that calendar. I'm definitely going to do it again. Might even get the flower calendar. Let me know if that's worth getting, if any of you got it. And these are really great. You can actually cook these and roast them in the oven, which is really exciting. Apparently they make them more mild, which is what I'm looking for. But these are really great. These are called Radish Satius. But they almost look like little French breakfasts, so that's what I'm going to call them. Okay, so moving up the plant, let's go for the stems. So here we have some leeks. Got quite a few leeks to basically get on with. I have grown leeks in the past quite successfully, and I quite like them. I think they're a really nice addition to food and stews, and I really like making stock, so I do grow quite a bit to make sure that my stock tastes good, and leeks are one of the secret ingredients of my stocks. So I'm going to be making sure that I have some leeks this year. So I've gone kind of like crazy with the varieties so that I can guarantee that I've got some, because I'm okay at growing them. I wouldn't say that I'm amazing. I've done it a few times. So I've got a winter hardy variety that I'm going to be sowing in about March. They do take quite a long season to grow. So this one is called Brusselberg. It's a beautiful long white stem there. It's more of a traditional variety of what you would see. It can do really well in extremely cold winters, which doesn't say much because I am in the UK. We got minus 6. And I see people in Montana being like, I see you're -6 and I'll raise you to like minus. The Siberia on it, extreme. Take it with a pinch of salt, okay? And they've got really long, thick, white stems. And I don't know if you guys, I kind of like use everything I can, but apparently you're not meant to use the leaves. I do for stews and stuff like that. Don't know if you're meant to, probably poisoning everyone. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, especially with stocks. Come on, you don't need the best bits for stock, you just need flavour. So yeah, I'm really quite excited about this one because I do like to overwinter things, and I think it'd be absolutely fab if I can. If you do overwinter ones that aren't actually available to overwinter, they will go ahead and split. So it's nice to have this one. So what I'm going to be doing with these is I'm going to grow them in module trays, and then what I'm going to do is literally when I fill up the module tray, I'm going to grow them, repot them and all that sort of stuff, and then I'm just going to get my dibber, make a little dibby hole, and then I'm just going to pop them in. Apparently, don't know what you guys feel about this, bit controversial, but apparently I've read that you're not meant to trim the bottoms or the tops. Apparently, no, it's not good. It stunts the growth. So, I don't know, I might do half and half. Who knows? Okay, it's exciting stuff though. But if you do see anything different, just let me know below. I'm not an expert, so please go ahead and do that. Okay, next one, sub-zero, or below zero, sorry, is a leek from Simply Seeds. Now, this is one that I've had for a little while, and I didn't actually get around to sowing these last year. So the germination rate is between 10 and 14 days, so it's much quicker than, for example, your carrots and things like that. Take forever. They take their sweet time. They're not rushing for nobody. You can sow these all the way from March to June even, and they germinate at around 10 degrees. So it's around about now. That's why I'm going to be sowing them indoors to transfer them out outdoors because I'm able to keep my garage at that sort of temperature, which is really fab, isn't it? These are frost hardy and they are meant to be overwintery ones, which is very, very exciting. So hopefully I'll get something for winter because, to be honest, I miss fresh vegetables in the winter. I say now. I mean, I do have pumpkins and stuff, but you get to the point where you're like, I'm okay with pumpkins at the moment. But when it gets to like a few months' time, I'm going to be like, I hate pumpkins. So, Bleu de Soleils, it's a French variety. As you can see, it's a beautiful leek. I got these again for 10p from B&Q. They're really great. You could be planting them all the way until July, which is quite good. You'll get a harvest in October or November time, which is good because I want, when it hits November and October and November, it's all about baked things, and one of my favourite things is baked leek and cauliflower cheese. It's amazing. Reminds me of my grandma's house. So basically same thing as before, just keep them weed free and they'll be great. Dianthus 2, this is an organic variety. It was 10p. It does exactly the same as the others. It does have a slightly later germination. It takes from between 14 to 28 days to germinate, so it is a little bit slower. Once again, this will be harvested in about October or November time, which will be great. I want to spread them out. And all the way from May till June, I'm going to go ahead and just randomly pick which one I want and have them all the way through the year, hopefully. I've also got this mysterious one. This is just leeks. When I first got into growing, I bought like a big multi-pack for like all different varieties so that I could try as many different seeds for as cheap as possible. And this is what I have left over. This is the only packet that I've left over. And I grew these before. They grew really well, but they do split if I overwinter them. So I will be hoping to pull them out in about October, November time. Let's talk lettuces. So as you know, I've got a lot of lettuce. Thank goodness she has more lettuce coming. So I have this one, which is called Red Lettuce Bowl. It is a sort of frilly leaf that's reddish. You know, I like a variated leaf, so this is very exciting. And this could be sown from all the way from March to July, and harvests will be from May to October. So it's quite exciting stuff. I just like to have enough lettuce that I can go cut and come again and not have to worry about the lettuces. So that's really good. I like to have whatever I want in the kitchen when it's available in that sort of time. It's an attractive leaf. It's quite cute, isn't it? It's very nice. And this produces leaves over a very long period. Therefore, it's great for cut and come again, which is very exciting. So I can have like a mixed leafed salad. Like you know, like the expensive ones you get in the shops. Yeah, do me home. This is an iceberg. Probably grow this for heads, which is very exciting. And this one is called Match, which is great. It's easy to grow. It's great for raised beds or gardens alike. And it has some really great disease resistance, which is fab. However, my biggest issue in the garden is rabbits. So let's see how it faces against them. I will be covering them though, because that just looks too delicious to sort of go. They germinate really easily. Within 2 weeks, you should be able to see seedlings. I just kind of sprinkle them on top and very, 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 very lightly cover them just to make sure that moisture's 360 around them, and that's about it. But they are really, really great. I germinate them indoors and then bring them outside later. They're very hardy plants. I've also got red iceberg, which I just thought was very striking and unusual. I've never seen a red iceberg before, so I thought that that would be a really great thing to have. They look beautiful, don't they? And I think that one's very exciting. Now, this one is very, very bolt resistant as well, which is really good if you're worried about that sort of stuff. They're very sweet and crisp head. The idea, if you ever go in the supermarket, because I hate iceberg. Because when you go into the supermarket and you get it, it tends to be quite bitter. I don't know if you notice that sometimes. And that's because there's not enough water. So if you keep them well watered or buy a sweeter variety, then they're beautiful plants, nice crunchy and great leaves. Once again, you could be sowing this all the way from March till June, which is really great, and you can harvest this bad boy all the way up into October. Now, I'll probably be doing heads with this one, but it's always great to have an actual lettuce head just in case you don't have time to harvest that day, which is great. Next one is from my calendar again. This is a crinkly leaf lettuce, which is fantastic. It has a rather large unpronounceable name. I've got 1,000 of these and they seem to be quite nice. I quite like a frilly leaf. Just makes it a little bit more interesting to eat your food, and makes it a little bit more engaging for children if everything's always slightly different or in a different form. So you will get a harvest between about 4 to 6 weeks with this bad boy, which is quite good, isn't it? And I will be taking the outer leaves of this one and not so much taking the entire head, but we'll see as we get through. I might feel like it, I might not. I have quite a lot of lettuce, so I'm not really that worried about it, but I'm going to be sowing in some form of lettuce every 2 weeks to make sure that I have enough throughout the season. This one is a Web Wonderful. It is very similar to an iceberg, as I think. This one is from Thompson & Morgan. As you can see, I'm pretty sure I got this on sale as well. It's really great. Once again, I'm going to probably do the cut and come again for this one. Apparently it's Britain's best loved lettuce. Who knew? It's very slow to bolt, which is really great, especially as the spring is starting to approach. It's very dense and crunchy, which is what we're looking for in the lettuce. It is a heading lettuce. It is best for spring and for summer because it doesn't have that bolting issue. Now, I can sow this all the way from now, which is March, all the way down through to July. So you will be seeing this in the garden. Once again, every 2 weeks I'm going to be swapping and changing it. Now, it does prefer full sun, but you can go ahead and do lettuces in the shade because that's where they are. They're underneath the canopy. They're okay. This is going to germinate in about 7 to 10 days, which is quite exciting. It's very quick germination, and it's really good in hot, dry summers, and we just had a really hot, dry summer, so it's best to sort of pick up some varieties that are good across the board because our weather's up and down like a yo-yo, isn't it? And the best thing about lettuces is that even if you have to thin them, you can just go ahead and eat them as a microgreen, which is fantastic. It means you have an earlier crop as well. Now, this is full of antioxidants, beta-carotene, lignin, vitamin C, vitamin K, and folic acid, which is just great, especially with a growing family. We've got some spinach. I really like spinach. It's great. The volume of spinach is so funny when you're cooking it. You're like, I will never, this is a year's worth of spinach, and then it cooks down to this tiny little thing like this, but it's really great. I actually used my pak choy as like a spinach substitute yesterday because I was making carbonara, and I know carbonara doesn't have chicken and vegetables and stuff in it. My one did, and it was great. So spinach will be a very welcome thing to have in the garden. So I am growing perennial spinach as well this year, which is a very exciting because it's a very long season crop. I'm going to be sowing it now and I should be able to have it for a long time. This will be ready to crop in about 12 weeks, which is really fast. I'm just going to be picking the outside leaves of this, and it does grow quite big. The root that I picked out before was like this. It was huge, but it is a really great plant. And if it goes to if it starts to bolt, you can just snap off the flower stem and it just continues. I've done that a few times, like it's tried to bolt on me and I'm like, no you don't, and it just carries on. It doesn't get bitter, which is really nice. I like giving these to the chickens and the birds as well. When you start getting sick of it, you can give them loads of leaves. It's really good for them. So it is a beet leaf, which is very exciting. My coffee machine's just turning off. Do you mind?